If you are seeing this on February 11th, this is for you. This is a synchronicity in itself because you've been thinking about this love situation you're in or have been in, and you're wanting some clarity. And with Valentine's Day coming up, with it being the end of cuffing season, we need to know what is the rest of 2025 going to look like for us, because we don't want to sit around and wait forever. We want some good news, right? So if this sounds like you, then let's go ahead and get to the bottom of what this is going on. Now, I know that when you met this person, it was divine. It was like meeting someone who is your divine counterpart, like very yin and yang, very twin flame soulmate energy, okay? And, oh, you guys, wait until you see the cards that are coming out. We're going to get to the bottom of it, though. Like, what's going on? What happened when you guys were together? What's happening now? And what's coming, okay? Let's start with the past. So the first thing that I'm seeing, first card that came out, if they could tell you something, this is what they would say. They'd say, you're mine. So this card says the Love Confessions deck. You're mine. Okay, so with that was the Five of Wands. So I feel like that's how things were. Like when you guys first were together, they were like, you were mine. Like, you're mine. Like, I feel like it was almost like a jealous thing, though. It's almost like where they didn't want anyone else to have you, and they felt like they were sharing an aspect of you. So it makes me feel like perhaps you were kind of like in a relationship, and this person comes into your life, they really like you, but they're like feeling really jealous because you're taken. Or perhaps you were like really immersed within school or work, and so you couldn't give them all of your attention, and they kind of felt jealous or robbed of your attention. But in some way, I'm feeling like you're mine. But it's like possessive. It's like, no, you're mine. Like, I don't want anyone else to have you. And so I feel like there was just a lot going on. It wasn't a situation to where we could be 100% immersed in this relationship. They wanted that, but you had some stuff going on. You had some other energy over here, and they weren't willing to share you. Okay, so that's the first thing that's going on. That's what set the whole tone for what's coming next, okay? That's kind of how this past was. Now, of course, it was amazing at first, but I'm talking about this is what kind of made things take a turn. Okay, it says, for right now, the present day, I can't help but wonder about what could have been. Okay, and then we have the Ten of Swords that came out with that. Okay, this is making me feel like they're regretting it. I feel like they pulled away because they couldn't really handle like the jealousy they felt. That was a feeling they're not familiar with that. This might be a person who really was not in relationships often. Like, they're someone who's mostly single, and they find this intense feeling of love that they have, and they don't know how to process that, and they're like, you know what, I just need to go back to what I'm used to, which is being single. I don't like this feeling. And so instead of like dealing with that emotion and like communicating with you and being open and honest, they pulled away, and now they're regretting it. They're like, what was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. I just let this amazing person go because of my own selfish feelings. And they're like, I think back on our time together, and I think that I just wonder what would have developed if I had just been like in a healthy state of mind emotionally. And I feel like they think about the past often, and they really regret it. They regret the way they handled things. It's just, it could be any other way, right? If it could only be any other way. If they wish they could kind of like go back in time. What's this one say? One day we'll be together. One day we'll be together. But I'm seeing the Three of Swords with that. What does that mean? This is our future. But it came out with Temperance. This was like a twofer. Like 2 tarot cards fell out. Okay. One day we'll be together. It's not going to happen until there's healing. These 2 cards coming out together, the Three of Swords with Temperance, we're healing a heartbreak. Okay? Your heart is not healed from this, and they're not either. Because if you were to get back together, the same problems would arise. They would still see you as a possession, and that's not going to work. It's not, okay? This is coming from a place of like extremes. They extremely are in love with you. They're extremely jealous. They pull away. They extremely miss you. They need to have more of like a healthy mindset in order to make this last. So what do you do now with that? What do you do with that information? Okay? What do you do with that information? It says right there, I want to marry you. I feel like they're still very much immersed in your energy, okay? But knowing what we know, if they come back in your life now, it's going to be the same problem as before. So what do we do? What do we do? Are we going to move forward, or are we going to, what do you do? Let's put it like that. What do you do in this situation? Okay. Okay, I'm seeing the World with the Devil with the Hierophant. This is interesting. Okay, it makes me feel like there's going to be, I feel like you can't move on with anyone else. You're holding yourself back. It's like you're bound to them and they're bound to you. And I feel like this Devil card's making me feel like that we just have to repeat something from the past in order to have peace and move forward. So I feel like we have to get back together and give this one more go before we can truly move on. We have to know we gave it our all. Both of you feel like that. You feel like that, but they also kind of feel like that because both of you have this lingering energy to where, you know, we can't move on until we know that we have exhausted all other options, because this is my person and I don't want to give that up. That's what I feel here, okay? So it makes me feel like if they reach out to you, you might just want to see what happens here, because even if it doesn't work out, you're going to have the peace of mind, you're going to have the closure that you need to move forward. But I can't tell you for sure if it's going to work out or not, because this is a collective reading. It's going to be different for all of you. But the theme of what we have going on is the same for all of you. So you guys are all in this together. Okay, so just give it some time. Okay, follow your own intuition when this does happen. Okay, let me know if this resonates. And if you want your own reading, you can email me. Also, check out my TikTok shop. I have a bunch of tarot cards you can check out and see if you're drawn to any of them.